What's going on, world? It's Work Hard Wednesday, July 8th, 2015. Me and the other guys couldn't be here. They said they're going to catch the hangout, but we're going to be real quick tonight and where we got to get off. Um, First, I just want to start off with the cheat sheet as we always do, and then we'll get to the other things. So, our slogan is our Oosh Juice. Our slogan is the never ending boost. Romance copy. This is more than just another drink. Dare to turn your dream into reality to inspire a generation to go further, instill confidence in oneself, and transform into a new you. Motivation, determination, and patience, strength, unity, and peace is our recipe for you to succeed. Join the movement. OoshJuice.com. Bottle type 20 ounce, 591 milliliters, heat set Amcor PowerFlex, long neck, PET, polyethylene, terephthalate. The bottle diameter and the bottle width is 2.582 inches, and the bottle height is 8.5 inches. The net weight fluid is 619.1 grams. The gross weight fluid and bottle is 659.1 grams, and the finish is 38 millimeters, and the bottle weight is 40 grams. The nutrition facts: the serving size is 8 fluid ounces, 240 milliliters, 60 milligrams of natural caffeine per 8 fluid ounces, 150 of natural caffeine, milligrams of natural caffeine per 20 fluid ounces. And then the serving size, serving per container is 2.5 calories, 70 per serving, 175 total. Calories from fat, 0. Total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, 0 grams. Cholesterol and the sodium is 0 milligrams. The total carbs, 17 grams per serving, 42.5 total. The percent daily value is 6%, 15% total. Dietary fiber is 0 grams. Sugar, 16 grams, 40 total. The protein, 0 grams. Vitamin A, 2%, 5% total. Vitamin C, 8%, 20% total. The calcium, 2%, 5% total, and the iron is 0%. And then benefits of the ingredients: apple juice reduces bad cholesterol levels and enhances the cardiovascular health of a person. The risk of getting heart disease is reduced significantly. Help with weight loss, improves the functioning and health of intestines, combats combats constipation effectively, cleans liver and kidneys and reduces the risk of kidney and liver disease, improves digestion and eliminates harmful toxins from the body, contains antioxidants which prevent different kinds of cancer, vitamin C, very good for the lungs, and it lowers the risk of asthma. Mango juice improves memory and concentration. It prevents mental weakness. It is very rich in beta carotene, which prevents heart disease and other ailments, combats poor digestion and acidity, very effective for liver disorders, rich in vitamin A, so it's good for your eyesight, makes the complexion fair and the skin soft and shining. Pineapple juice contains the enzyme bromeliad, a natural anti-inflammatory that encourages the healing of bruises and swelling in the body. Bromeliad can reduce arthritis pain and post-operative swelling, promotes good digestion by helping the body break down proteins, contains vitamin C, which functions as a natural antioxidant, promotes a healthy immune system, and can help you recover more quickly from a cold. Promotes cell growth, tissue repair, and the body's production of collagen, a protein that plays an important role in the healing of wounds. It helps the body metabolize fats and absorb iron. Noni juice, the protection against the development of cancer, exhibits anti-tumor properties. It is an immune booster and is considered one of the most nutritious fruits in the world. Many of its nutrients are known to stimulate the immune system, considered a digestive stimulant, traditionally used as a laxative. relieving pain without the toxic side effects. Effective against bacteria and fungus with active compounds like anthraquinones, scolopin, and terpenes. Taro is a root vegetable grown in semi-tropical climates. It has a low glycemic index. A low GI means that taro affects blood sugar levels slowly without the peaks and crashes of a high GI, which leads to increased hunger later on. Eating a diet of low GI foods can help prevent diabetes. Contains good amounts of vitamin A and C. Tropical banana contains good amounts of antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins, replenishes energy, and revitalizes the body instantly. Vitamin C helps the body develop resistance against infectious agents and scavenge harmful oxygen-free radicals. Malic acid is an organic compound that is made by all living organisms, contributes to the pleasantly sour taste of fruits, and is used as a food additive. The natural caffeine comes from the raw green Arabica coffee bean. It is considered to make milder, less bitter coffee. It is the Adam and Eve of coffee beans, grown in Ethiopia as well as 70 other equatorial countries. And that is it right there. So I just got I just got a few things. One is the Tahiti, I think it's called Fete or something. That's gonna be happening. Yeah, it's gonna be happening this Saturday.
Oh damn.
I got two people.
Yeah.
Pizzo and Will said they're going to be available. I'm pretty sure. I don't know about Mick because I think he might have something for his daughter on Saturday, so I'm not sure. But I got two people, three total of us that are that can go on that day. Sunday, S is not going to be able to make it. Obviously, Mick, they got work. Will has some other plans, and then even Pi has some other plans as well going on that day. And there was another event that was going on, which was it was like this bake sale or something local. It's at Laguna Grande. It's for it's a fundraiser for cancer. And so I told the event planners for that we probably are just gonna drop off our donation of cases, probably like 2 or 3. And they can do whatever they want with it. But that we had this other event that was way more, it's more important to us because it's a selling event and there's going to be a lot more people, over 4,000 expected on just that day alone on Sunday. And so that's what I have let them know. Are you going to be available on Saturday or no?
No, I can't make it Saturday.
Okay, so we got 3 people, and I'm thinking that should be enough. We send 2 guys out with the beverage hawkers, 1 at the booth, and we do what we know how to do. The reason why I want to take advantage of this event, obviously, we need events. I mean, if we were to take a look at our sales for this month, and as compared to, it's already day 8. So day 8 and so it's day 8 in July. To the retailer, 28 cases delivered. And then direct to consumer, we have 1 case. So 29 cases in 8 days. We know about fluctuation and how this works. You know, when we stock the coolers up at these retailers and we give them these deals, you know, you're pretty much assuming, or you know, the next month is probably going to be a drop off, but we still have to figure, you know, we have to find a way to get to our number of 250 that we always had set in place from last year of what we wanted to do a month. Now the thing is, the reason why it's so difficult to, you know, when you have a special or a promo going on, it's like for us, we have to keep up with it. like we seen how what we were able to accomplish with that promo, and I just want to run over the numbers for that month. Our we know, I mean, we already talked about what we did as far as the case count, but if we were to if we were to add what we did, what we generated, I should say, direct to consumer, we did $10,040 just in direct to consumer for the last month alone. And then you add in, and that's just that doesn't even, so let's add in the events that we did too. So we add in another 465 for one event. Then we add in 378. Then we add in $44. Then we add in, what is this? 688. And then we add in $60. So direct to consumer plus events, we did $11,675. Now we add in the accounts. What we did for our accounts, and we did $7,619. So plus $7,619, and we did $19,294 in the month of June. That's our high. That's the highest we ever made in 1 month. And yeah, we can say, yeah, the $25 per cases, that was a hit. But like I said, that's the preparation to getting people to be repeat customers without having to run a special. Yeah, it was $25, but what's 11 more dollars? You know, that we talked about, 36. I mean, yeah, it could be a lot more, but still we need to do our job as far as sales to get that going. And what did we talk about? Like, well, if we're gonna run that promotion, then we have to have another one right after the promotion. And we have to, I think we have to be, well, I know we have to be a lot faster with what we're trying to do here, because we run into things like this 8 days in, and our sales, they're not really where they're supposed to be at in 8 days. We have to come up with an idea, and we have to get on that idea. The idea that was brought up about apparel, adding apparel to it, like we have to get on that, and it's got to be now, because if we're thinking about trying to close out the rest of this month with some kind of promo, then the connections, like, what can we set up, like a meeting? Or because the thing is like our lack of understanding of how this apparel thing works. Yeah, we can order, like we know how to order shirts and whatever and then press them up ourselves, but to have that third party, like to really be able to meet the demand once that door opens up, because we know there's a demand there, and we don't want to get caught like slipping, or we don't want to be caught unprepared when the people are coming in and they're taking advantage of the new special. And it all comes down to this too, like and this is, I think that's the most easiest part, because Thomas is very quick with updates, adding that shirt online. And the good thing about that is, because if we do run the special of, you know, buy a shirt and you get 2 Oosh juices for free, but it's really, you know, you're selling the shirt for $30 or whatever, or 30, yeah, 30, you're selling the shirt for $30. You're just adding in the cost of those 2 bottles, $5 a piece, free shipping, obviously, for that, and you win. I mean, you're winning. Like, the profit margins are pretty big, and I think a lot of people would take advantage of it. But our thing is like we have to understand it more. Like I don't really know how to. I don't understand it as much as these guys that have been doing it. Some of your connections and how they work with other people that need them to manufacture certain types of or certain quantities. But the meeting, like how quickly could we get a meeting?
Well, my friend, he pretty much works 9 to 5. Most of the time that I'm able to meet with him is like on the weekends.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it would have to be a weekend, you know, so that we can sit down and talk with him. We can probably do. I'll see. I can see if he has like Google Plus, and we can do a hangout maybe after hours, like after he gets off. I mean, that might be,
Yeah.
his best thing. I mean, if you think about it, we're just really asking questions, and it's not like we're going to be purchasing anything right away or, need to do any of that. But yeah, I think, on the weekends or, like I said, I can see when he has time. Send him a text real quick.
And they do. You said they do. Uh, they do runs for other people.
Yeah, yeah, they've been doing runs for, because their company is what is it, Heroics Clothing,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been doing stuff for Frank Gore. Now he's moved on, but they're still working with him for his clothing stuff.
Mm.
They do stuff for Maurice Spates. So they're trying to expand and sign more people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, if it is possible to get a hangout in, that'd be great. I mean, if it comes down to a meeting, we definitely have to make that move because we're going into August, and we really got to take advantage of like doing different type of like we start off with the shirt. Okay, then we move on to something else for August, and then we just keep on switching it up, like keep on running it throughout the whole year because there's no, I mean, just like we talked about early on, like when we got realistic of what it's actually going to take to sell $1 million worth of product, we had to make it like we have to make our change the way we're thinking because it's just not possible to make make a million if we don't have that capital. But how do we make a million faster is by adding apparel. And if I was thinking, if I would have caught it on early, like and really took account of what we sold as far as apparel, like our number in sales would be a whole lot more than what it is right now. But I didn't take it into account. I was just looking at it as like, okay, well, we're just really just selling these shirts, not really thinking too much of it. But now that I think about it, it has to be documented. It has to be kept track of because that's all a part of this business. And that's why I said, man, we got to connect with somebody that has the capabilities to handle whether it's small or large or whatever that we need, so that we can close this year out, on a high note. And I think is once we're able to have that sit down, whatever, have the meeting, and we get the numbers down, that's that, and then the different type of designs or looks that we want to go with. I mean, I think everything will kind of run smoothly because now it just comes into, hey man, I need this. Here goes a payment, and then we just keep it pushing. But we just have to get to that point so that we can start acting quickly on it. But that's like the biggest thing. We definitely need more wheels on it too, but we definitely need more events. I mean, we did 4, I believe. What did we do? Like 4 last month or something? Let me see real quick. We did the Seesaw High Graduation, Hard Steel, Midnight Madness. Yeah, we had 4 events last month, which was pretty good. I mean, the graduation, that was the graduation and that camp. We killed it at those events, and even the hard steel, that was over 300 plus. But um, we gotta. That's why I wanted to take on this Tahiti thing, and there's more out there. We just have to find them and try to be a part of them. I know we could sell 15 cases. I'm confident in that, just because of what we bring to the table, and I'm gonna try to hammer, get that number X'd out on Saturday because I know for sure that we have the manpower. On Sunday, I'm not sure how much manpower we're gonna have, but that day right there is I still want to do as best as we can with limited manpower, but I don't know of anything else going on. But we got to look into it. I mean, something we got to find them. Just because June is or July, we need a few of them, and we need to get ourselves up. And one of the things that the reason why I screenshotted the amount of cases that were sold this month is because we need to. When I thought about it, I was like, dang, why didn't we do this earlier? But it's better late than never, right? But the thing of us keeping track of like what we're selling in a month, that keeps us on our toes. You know what I mean? And that was the whole purpose of me doing that and looking into it. And we got to talk everybody and I'm gonna talk about it again, tell everybody else. But when you guys see this hangout and you guys watch it, those numbers. I mean, if we're looking at the numbers right now, it's still the same. Like it didn't change. There's let me just screenshot it real quick. But those numbers that I sent it to you guys a few days ago, whatever, it's still the same though. It's right there. And we have Pi, he has 2, S 0, Ray 0. I got 14. Mick has 9. Will has 2. Keller has 0. And then Chow has 0. I mean, I'm not sure I don't know where Chow. I mean, the reason why I didn't put a number there because I'm not sure if he's up to that challenge to try and reach 100. I mean, I think he was just trying to help out last month. I don't know. I mean, he thought it would be easy, but this is not easy. It's not easy, and so I have to check in with him to see if he's still on that hype. Because if we look at his numbers last month, he only got 11, while everybody is 50 plus, and he's so far behind. And that's because we have connections and whatnot, and we understand that it takes a lot to sell cases. But I'll check in with him, see where he's at. But we have to stay on it. I mean, this game is about sales, and we gotta compete. I mean, this is competition for us, friendly competition. We know what we have to do, but this is the only way we're gonna be. How I look at it, this is the way we're gonna look at what happened in the first 6 months and why we fell so far behind with sales is because we're too comfortable. We were relaxed, and we didn't really look at what kind of numbers we were doing until last month when we put it on the table and people were like, damn, I got to get 100. I got to get there. I got to sell this amount of cases. And people were there. We were trying. We were making more of an effort because the number that presented itself was right in front of us. Like, oh man, I got only 0. Like, for example, US, like, how the hell I got 0? This dude over here, he got more cases than me. And the next thing you know, 65, like, you're just shot up because then you got product on hand. You started making moves. I got to get it off. And this month should not be any different. Yeah, we don't have the promo. We don't have the deal going on, but it's still like, how do we get to 100? Even as difficult as it may be, because like I'm looking at it as like, dang, there's only 2 accounts right now, like out here that I'm looking at, like that are bigger accounts. There's only 2 accounts that are going to order 20 plus. and I'm working on one right now in Santa Cruz. They're gonna be ordering within the next week or so a big amount of cases. Probably, I don't know if he's gonna want that same deal, but I'm working on it. Where he orders 70 cases. I don't know. He might order a little bit less, but still, he's gonna order. He's one of those type of guys that order in quantity, and I'm looking at that. It's like, okay, that's my hitter for this month. But I'm looking further than that. Like, what's next month? Who's gonna be that one? And then El Rancho, when they get down to like 10 cases, they order another 20 cases. And for us, it's like we have 6 pallets left, so a production run is going to be coming soon here. I'm saying it's going to happen in September, October, at the latest. Yeah, because 6 pallets that will run through that. But here goes the thing too that I find there's new challenges with you up there, with accounts, because you've lost accounts and now you're trying to gain accounts as far as security. So there's less time that you have to look into our existing accounts right there to be serviced, and then continue to sustain those accounts. Is that like is that a good observation?
No, that's pretty. I mean, that's
Accurate.
pretty on point. And I mean, also too, part of it is, like we talked about before, you go over there and that nothing's really moving. What is the next step? And that's why I told you, I'm as far as how to get them moving in those areas. I don't know. I mean, some of I've been checking on some of the accounts here, and it's just that kind of cold look. Every time you go in there, it's like, how we doing? And then it's just kind of like, still selling, but it's just not moving as fast as it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the hard part too, of just going in there on you're excited, but you get that response and you're just like, damn, what do you do? So I mean, it's definitely slowed down a lot. And I was gonna ask you guys, like, I still haven't been able to get them to get into that area where they're doing the deals. You know what I mean? And even explaining to them, they're just like, well, if it's not, selling as fast as it was then, what makes you think these deals? And I just haven't been able to communicate, that effectively to them. So I wanted to see, maybe one day you guys could set up something, and I see how you guys do it. You know what I mean? As far as getting them to that next step, because
that's a tough part right there.
Yeah,
that's the most difficult part for the fact that because out here we make it seem easy, but it's easy for the fact that we can drive right down the street and hit 5 accounts. You know what I mean? They're all like bam, 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 as compared to out there where you got you got a couple on your block, but there's the other ones are spread out or at least within there's driving. You have to drive a little bit, and then it's out here, and that's where we what I've noticed. That's why it's so difficult for people to really break into this industry, because not only do the larger corporations make it difficult because they're taking off all the cooler spaces, they're selling for so cheap where your profit margins are skyrocketing. So why not take on this product? And then the brand is already communicated through marketing and advertising on every outlet. And so that's it. That's easy as compared to us as a new product. And we had that little, what was it called? We had that buzz in the beginning in these bigger cities. But what I've noticed is these bigger cities, they're not loyal to the brand. And that's because they're not willing to go the extra mile to help build it. as compared to down here where you have small town people with big city dreams.
Yeah.
And so I'm all for that. Like, hell no, I want to see these guys make it. I'm gonna go buy in, like, and that's why we have that support down here as compared to going out there. And then they're like, oh man, I'll just buy a Gatorade. It's cheaper because the mentality is still the same. Yeah, I want to be in the in crowd at first, like, oh, everybody got shoes, I want to get it. And then, man, I'm just gonna go revert back to my old habits because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's what you know, and that's honestly, there's a lot of factors here that I've been seeing that play into why it's so hard in the city. Like just big, big areas. One, that the area being so big, that alone hurts it. Because like you said, it's not like we're able to get into every single store in one particular area. I mean, we can try, and we've tried some of them, but at the same token, it's like, a lot of these retailers here are so used to the culture in the city in those areas, and the culture in these different, like even in Hayward, you have one store. But at the same time, it's like, again, not everybody not everyone's gonna know what it is either. So it's that fear of, if there's no marketing for it, if there's no kind of advertisement, and that's part of the reason why, I said we need to push towards, the apparel, because that's going to help us. That's free advertising. I mean, not only is it people paying for it and we're making, we can make money that way as well to help, build and support everything. But at the same time, it's like, that's free advertising whenever someone's wearing it, whenever someone, has a sticker on their car or on their, whatever, and I think that's where we have to, play at, as far as getting into these big areas too. And another thing to add to, the retailers is that, okay, we do have apparel. Maybe somebody might not want the beverage, but they might want this, and we can sell it to them at, whatever, maybe make a couple bucks on it or so, but not do too much, but mark it up for them so that they make a couple bucks on it as well, or whatever. But at least that's free advertising too, because when people walk in the store and they're like, oh damn, what's that? They see the logo, they see the Dream Chasers, and then they look, when they go to the cooler, then they're like, oh, it's kind of stuck in their head. Oh, let me try that. I think that'll help us out a lot. And like I was saying, like, it's easy for you guys down there. I'm not going to say easy, but it was a lot easier because, like you said, you have loyal people that are willing to support it. These guys out here, they're like, man, whatever, I'll take the next brand off if somebody else gives me a better deal. Yeah. And that's really all they're looking for. They don't care what product it is. Their mentality is people are going to come buy it if they want to, and they're not going to buy it if they don't want to. But if you, like you said, lower the prices enough, then it's that easy. Hey, man, let me get that 99-cent Gatorade. Yeah, get that, you know what I mean? Let me get that $1.25, 32-ounce soda. Or, like, you can't, it's hard to compete, when you're selling we got a 20-ounce product that's $2.99 plus taxes, and there's a 32-ounce Gatorade that's 99 cents or 2 for I was like 2 for $3. Like, what do? You get 2 for 1, and there's more. Like that. They're monopolizing the industry by being able to cut their prices like that.
Yeah, and then another thing that I learned about these big cities, San Ho in particular, and now we're seeing it in the Bay Area. Like, even though we have that little bit of presence there, but it's too big. So my thing was, okay, we tried it. Like, we went in there and we tried it. Like, okay, we tried to enter into a territory and it didn't work. And we pulled back, and now we got to regroup and we got to say, how do we get into this thing? And it really has to come down to larger retailers, us filling out these applications, to get into the Safeways, the Rayleighs, the Nob Hills, because when we're in those accounts, now it'll start trickling down to the smaller moms and pop stores, and they'll through distribution. But that is what we're going to have to focus on, because it's just like us, just for the past year, or yeah, for 2 years we've been going at this thing. And when we entered into the Bay Area and we started doing that, and we seen what we had right there, it's just not a strong enough pull. And so now we have to regroup and go hit the retailers, because the larger retailers, because of the fact that they're chains, and those chains, they carry weight with them. So that's going to be my job, to really get on filling out these applications and finding out who these people are. I mean, no matter how long it takes, some people, like we talked about, the guys that I think it was Mick who ran into them, they had the barbecue sauce. It took them 2 years just to get in the Safeway. Well, we got to start now. If it's going to take that long, we got to start now because of that process, and we got to figure it out. And I mean, I think that's what scares people the most, is because how difficult it is, and they just don't want to go through that process. They think it's like, oh man, we can get in right now, and that's just not how it works. And so they just say, you know what, let's turn around. And so for us, that's my move. Another thing is, I know we talked about this a long time ago, and I didn't even do it. We really have to get on Shark Tank. I mean, the marketing alone.
Yeah.
Well,
also before we get into that, like, it's funny because today I was working out at 24 Hour Fitness, and I finally made my way back into the gym in the last couple of weeks. But I was walking by the coolers, and I thought of exactly that. I said, man, it's so hard to really get into these moms and pops and what you're dealing with on that level. But it's as hard as it is to get into moms and pops, it's just as hard to get into these big retailers. The difference is once you get into the big retailers, they do have support for you. They do have adequate space where they can, everyone can be seen. And it's just a matter of you going down the aisles and picking which one you want. Everyone has pretty much almost a fair chance, and there's, like I said, you have a lot more play in these big retailers, because they actually will listen to you. Like, hey man, I think this will be best, for our product, and it'll move more product. Do a 2 for $5, or do this, do that. They're more open to that because they've seen it work. They know, and not only that, they're also have a lot more space to put up material, put up marketing stuff. It's not so cluttered like in these moms and pops that we've attacked. They're so small that you can bear, like, you put up we put up our sticker, and then the next dude that comes in after us tears it down because it's that easy.
Yeah.
Well, at these big retailers, it's not that easy. They can't just go tear people's stuff down, because they have people specifically there to make sure that products are sticking out. Like, they're trying to sell everything in that store. Doesn't matter what it is, but they're trying to sell everything. So, I think also we have a better chance. And I was thinking, like, the way people snuck into these different things is through their connections. Like, finding out who's who. Oh man, you work here. Like, if you frequent, we talked about it a lot of times that, the more you frequent these areas or these different stores, the more you're going to find out who's who. And the more they see your face, they're going to be like, man, you were doing this all this time? And, and then finally they're like, well, man, I like him. He's been here a lot of times, and, he's a very cool person, whatever. And we sell ourselves, and then next thing you know, we're in the store. But also with filling out those forms, we got guys talking about, all we have to do, they can talk to somebody in Walgreens. We just got to make sure we fill out those forms. And at that time, when we were trying to get into Walgreens, the problem was we didn't have our our shelf life test back. We didn't have, the different tests for, what is that stuff? all the different things that they were testing for in order for you to, properly follow within the guidelines of what Walgreens is asking, what Safeway is asking. Now we understand it because we went through it all with Whole Foods, and here it is. We just keep going to the next Whole Food. I mean, that might be even better play for you. Start hitting up these different Whole Foods in different areas, like the bigger areas. San Francisco, we got Whole Foods here. Start hitting those areas and saying, hey, we're already in one of your stores, and we're doing pretty decent. This and that, but this is what it is. Once you're in one store, then a lot of them start to, they give you a little bit more ear or a little bit more time. They'll listen to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was thinking exactly that. Another part to that, if we are going to attack certain areas, we need to break them up into pieces, and we need to swarm those areas. Like, instead of me going here across the bay, going across this, across that, see what area is doing pretty decent in, and just swarm that area. Try to get every store there, so that, again, we are taking over. People are seeing us in every store. I think that's the hard part too, is because when people go into one store, they go into the next store, they don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're able to take over territories at a time, it not only is it easier on us, the workload, but again, you're training people in that area. Then we hit the next area, boom, like Daly City, take a portion of Daly City, boom, hit that area, make sure people are seeing it in every store, and then take the next area, boom, here you go. But basically what we're doing is we're not, instead of us focusing on trying to go after every account and get into every area, we focus on smaller areas. Therefore, it allows us to get more bang for our buck, meaning when we service these accounts, like you said, it turns into a marina. You know what I mean? They're all right there, five stores in the same area. It's easy to hit them. It's easy to go sample all, in those areas. Then we go move on to the next little part. All right, we map it out, like the city. Hey, this is a, pretty, and our spread, it goes from where we're at closer. You know what I mean? Like in these areas, we're here in this area. Like if I'm right here on Geneva, I should focus on trying to get into every store right here in a 10-mile radius. You know what I mean? Or, I mean, it's not 10 miles because San Francisco is only, 6.6 miles or something like that. But but you get what I'm saying? Like in a 1 mile radius here, then hit the next 1 mile, then now we're in 2-mile radius of where we're at. But you're educating people in these areas, why? By it's like advertising. It's what is that when you're seeing something all the time? You know what I mean? When you're consciously speaking to the people. You know what I mean? When they're constantly seeing it, they see your logo, boom, boom, boom. Damn, what the hell is it called? It's so easy, but I'm drawing a blank on it. But basically, you're conditioning. You're conditioning people. You know what I mean? If they see it in every area right there, then at least those people in that area are going to know about it. They hear it, oh, damn, yeah, that's sold in my neighborhood. Then they go to the next neighborhood over. Boom, boom, everybody in that area sees it. And just keep moving in little bits and pieces instead of trying to go from here all the way over there to all the way over there, back over here, like San Jose. And I think what we've already proven that it kind of works because you guys are in Monterey Bay Area. You guys have been spreading outwards. You know what I mean? Starting from Marina. Now we've been able to jump into like Santa Cruz, and Santa Cruz is starting to blow up. But that instead of us going, all right, we're going to shoot over to San Jose, we're going to shoot over to Frisco, let's start taking over little bits and pieces and just expanding from our own backyard. I think that'll help us a lot. I mean, you get what I'm saying?
No, for sure. Because when we went to that little event in San Jose, it was at Oak Grove, and I never even been on that side of San Jose. And then
Yeah,
I,
you have.
huh?
Oh no, Oak Grove. Oh, I'm thinking of. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Oak Grove is on the other side. Yeah,
Yeah,
closer to
so
you guys.
yeah, so when we pull up in there and I'm looking, and I tell Will, I was like, see, that's what we should have did. Like we should have, because it's like right when you come in to San Jose, that's like the first little section
Yep.
of San Jose, and I was like,
It's
what the
right
heck?
after Morgan Hill.
Yeah, and then so we're looking, I'm like, damn, look at all these stores right here. This is what we should have did. We should have just hit this spot and just hit it, just like what you just said, like, and then gradually just start branching
Gradually
out more and
moving.
more and more and more. But like for us, we were just so gung ho, like, man,
Yeah.
let's just jump into that store, let's jump over here, let's listen to what that person says, and it was,
But
hey, it worked, but it was a learning process that we said, damn, it
I'm
didn't
just
work
saying,
long enough.
look what it did for us though. Like it helped us to realize like you really can't just jump into these big cities or big metropolitan areas
Oh, for
without
sure.
really having that plan of attack. I mean, I think we thought we had a plan of attack and just go after everything, but obviously we see that doesn't work. And in these big, I think for like you said, like there's a two-part plan that needs to take place now, and that one part of it is that territories, you know what I mean? Like start taking over territories and moving, as closer and closer to Frisco, you know what I mean? Because that's the first place we decided to go anyways. So we start moving up that way, and we take care of all of that area, and then for the bigger cities, like you said, the attack in that mode is go after the retailers, because if you get into the retailers, that, like you said, we got a lot more play, and we're not dealing with one or two cases like we are with moms and pops. We're dealing with at least 10 to 20. You know what I mean? Like it just makes a lot more sense. It's less work on our behalf if you think about it. So that's I think in that. I mean, and us understanding, by going through what we went through, realizing this, it does help us. You know what I mean? Like we're catching things. The good thing about it too is we're catching things early. Yeah, we're a year and a half, 2 years into this thing. But if you really look at the life of us selling, we're still we're still very, very young. I mean, we're literally, walking. We haven't even started walking yet. If you compare it to, a newborn baby, man, we're not even nowhere near walking right now. And meaning, like as long as we've been selling product. But look at all the things we're learning. Look at all the things we're able to adjust and understand. It is because of what we did. You know what I mean? We just attacked it. Now we understand that, okay, we did that part. We see the bumps in the road. Now let's correct our steps, and let's start like with this plan of territorizing, the areas, and uh, really conditioning people, getting them to understand, oh, this is a product. And it's growing. It's not, that still shows growth too. It might be a little bit slower than, us just attacking every area, but it's a smarter growth.
Yeah.
We're not wasting our resources of traveling here and there all the time. We're moving slowly. We're building out.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And then it's just one of those things where, you're trying to grow too fast, too soon.
Yeah.
And then oh man, look, fortunate for us, like, man, we really, like, we did a good job and we're doing a good job with sustaining our backyard because that's what we have. I mean, that's what's been able to keep us afloat is our backyard. But just seeing those things in these bigger cities, and then even like I got some news yesterday from CTC. They said they don't want the product no more, and I'm just like, oh, damn, that was pretty quick. I said, man, I asked them if they could give us a shot. We'll come down there at least once a month to do sampling demos. I still haven't heard a response, so I don't know if that's a no. But I'm gonna inquire again. But it's just one of those things. It's like nobody wants, especially in Southern Cal, where you got all that traffic. Nobody wants to drive all the way across town
Yep.
just for a product.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if it's the greatest product in the world. Ain't nobody gonna drive all the way across town or up and down the southern.
Not even across town. There's so many stores there. They ain't gonna drive 3 blocks away.
They could go to the first one.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn. Once again, we're learning more about distribution and how, you know, they just, and that's the thing that kind of throws me off because of Victoria's Kitchen and how when I was talking to Toru and I said, how did this work out? I said, man, they didn't see any movement for 2 years. And then they jumped on the Shark Tank, and then now the product is flying. And that's what I hit them with. I said, man, if you can give us an opportunity to show that we do have something like you gave them, you told me that they didn't move no product for 2 years, and then but you still gave them a shot, to prove. Now, I understand that that's where they're from, so they probably did a lot more samplings in that 2 years than we have done in the first few months of doing business with them. But still, like, I thought they would give us some more action and then be more vocal and communicate more with us. But there goes our lesson learned. The ball is always in our court, like we learned and we talked about, and it was our job to keep in contact with them. And I thought I did for the most part, but it wasn't. I should have done more, and I should have been down there a lot more. And it's just, once again, we're learning. And it's like, damn, this is what we take with us, and we say, damn, we tried it, it didn't work. Now we need to figure out how do we make it work. And it's one of those challenges with not having the resources. I mean, because this was something I learned from this drink called Route 9. They're based out of Sacramento. I was telling you guys a little bit about it a couple hangouts ago, but they're based out of Sacramento. They got accounts in SoCal, up here, whatever. But you really have, the head rep was like, man, you really got to be a millionaire if you want to be in this game. Like, she was telling me this, she was like, man, this thing takes. She didn't know how difficult it was until she really started seeing, like, you really got to have money for this thing. And I was just like, you're telling me, and we're on a shoestring budget. They have enough money, enough capital where they can hire on people to go out there and do sampling demos. Yep. And in different areas where they're putting up ads like, hey, man, we're looking to hire you $10 an hour. Just go stand up. The thing that I learned also from them is, like, man, you can't just hire anybody because, like, Mick ran into people. Yeah.
You see what we did when we went to that fitness expo? Look, the people that they hired, they were just standing. They didn't even care. Whatever. You just hired these niggas to do something, and they just wasting your money at the event. You ain't making no sales. It transitions to the same thing in the stores. Like, if you got somebody that's just going to stand there and not open his mouth or not even try to entice, or engage people or entice them to buy or, even try the product, wasting money.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just, and like you said, growing too fast, there's a lot of things that we learn with that is that, look, when we got into a lot of these accounts, and that was a mountain itself to get over. That was, a big learning curve on just understanding how to get into an account. It took us a while to figure it out, and then we started knocking them down. Well, what came with that is that now, like you said, growing too fast. I mean, at the end of the day, we have a great product. Like, everyone that's trying it is still saying the same exact thing. The hardest thing is getting into them now, and why? Because we can't even. There's so many stores. There's so many. There's so many different products. And it's not like. Yeah, we understand it. Like, we're not competing. We're competing against everything in the store. It's not just a particular beverage or, but at the same time, growing too fast has helped us to understand, like, okay, because we're not able to get it to these people on a consistent basis, that hurts us. How does that hurt us? Well, because if it doesn't move on the shelves, then the retailers don't like it. You know, then the look, we're seeing it. Then the distributor not gonna want it. The moms and pops, they have a hard time, you know, upselling and talking them into doing these deals when you know that it will work. But it's hard. Why? Because they don't see it. They don't have faith in it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the reason why they don't have faith in it yet, because we're not always in their face. We don't have somebody, like you said, to be out there speaking to them about the product and being in their face, making a lasting impression. We don't have, you know, the right marketing materials, or any marketing materials for that matter, to constantly drill this thing in their head. Like, here's the Ooze Juice logo. Here's the Ooze Juice logo. This is what it looks like. This is what the bottle looks like. And then when they taste it, oh man, automatically directed. You know, but we're learning that we're shooting ourselves in the foot because it compromises our relationship with these retailers. Now, the great thing about, you know, even though it's compromising it, you know, I believe we can bounce back to the point where we can still walk into these stores and say, hey, you know what, it didn't work last time, but this is what we've done, and this is where we're at now. And now we're here in your store because we've reached that point where we're growing towards, you know, we set it up to where we have to grow from our base, which is Marina, which is Monterey Bay Area, and we've grown out now. You know, we're growing outwards, and now we finally reach you here in San Jose. We finally reached you here in San Francisco, you know, Hayward, wherever. But we made that lasting impression from the beginning, and for them to see us come back, you know, and be like, hey, you know what? We fixed it. We tweaked a couple of things. We added this, added that. Now here we are. You know, give us another shot. I guarantee people will. You know, but some people, like you said, it's straining the relationship because they're so excited about it in the beginning and it was moving, and then now it's just kind of like, you know, for some of these, you know, moms and pops, they've been in the industry for years. They've seen products come and go, and in their mind, this is just another product that's going to do the same thing. You know, so us being able to build that faith in people and build that trust, like, you know, again, everybody that's tried it, they like it. Paul hit me up today. It's like, hey, my dad just tried the Ooze Juice. He wants to buy a couple cases. I was like, well, we ain't got the $25 sale no more, so.
We got 36.
Yeah, so, but, you know, that's. The good thing, like you said, is we're able to learn these things, and it's not wavering us in any way. It's just saying, hey, we need to regroup. We need to, like you said, we came up with a strategy. We just need to refine that strategy now. You know, what is that little territory we're taking over? What is the big retail chain that we're going to go after? And, you know, can we get into the 24-hour fitnesses? Can we get into the Walgreens and the Safeways and, you know, like you said, the Whole Foods all over the place. You know, but it starts with the one. We got into Whole Foods, which is obviously one of the bigger and more, you know, known. You know, they're just as known everywhere now as Safeway. Why? Because they're the healthier market store or grocery store. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. I mean, take over territories in the big areas, go after the big fishes. You know, don't worry about the moms and pops, because that we can just save that in our pocket for once we do get into those territories. Then we like, all right, let it loose, let the dogs loose, go get every single moms and pop store. Why? Because we're in these areas and people know us now. And that's when you see monumental growth. Why? Because we kept expanding slowly but surely, and we kept educating and building faith in the product with people that are closer, working smarter with what we have. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to be a millionaire, but obviously we ain't got those cards yet. You know what I mean? We ain't got them yet.
They're coming. That was another great point too, right there, because I know for a fact that retailers, it doesn't matter. Like, even if it doesn't work out, like, okay, initially there was like, oh man, it was movement, and then it just died out, and then they don't want the product no more. But as long as we continue to build it up, they're gonna have no other choice. but
Yep.
to take the product back on, because we've
Exactly.
seen in hella stores that we work with right now locally, they're like, man, this thing don't even sell. And then next thing you know, the manager's like, oh, I just wanted to bring it back on because it caught another buzz and
Yep.
let's see what it does. And it still don't sell. And so let's the cooler, take it out the cooler again, and then they bring it back, and it's just like, oh, I just want to see see what it could do. I mean, I keep so it just they have no other choice. Is when that time comes, yeah, it may not hit right now, but when the time comes, that's where we have to, because we have to really just stand our ground and weather the storms. Because I'm looking at it as like, damn, we just keep on losing accounts. It's like, oh man, what the hell is going on? Like it's just account after account, but our major accounts that move the most work, they're still there, and like those other accounts that still believe, and then it takes them a little bit longer, they're still there. So those are the ones that we focus on the most, because they have the most belief in us, and they know, man, they continue to believe that, man, this is going to be that next big drink that's going to be out here, and they support the most. Those other ones, they just haven't caught it yet. That's why it's so hard to get the upsell in bigger cities, is because in the smaller town, they know that, okay, I only see a certain amount of people come in this store a day, as compared to a bigger city where you're going to get foot traffic. There's just so many people.
Yep.
You're going to get foot traffic, and you're not going to pay as much attention to products as you do down here, where every dollar counts. And you're going to have to push this product in order for you to get your money. And that's what they do out here. It's like, oh, man, I got to push this product. I have no choice. Now, some of it, like in Salinas, they don't push as hard, but they still make a little bit of effort towards the product. And they get their money back. They see the return on it. And that's where we can't get them in these bigger cities. We haven't been able to get them to preach or be the brand evangelist that we need, and that's what hurt us. Like, nobody's willing to do that, and it's because of the population. Like, man, people are gonna buy drinks regardless. I'm not gonna waste no time trying to talk about your drink when I don't have to waste time to talk about Gatorade or talk about all these other products. They already got it. So yeah, I'll give you a shot, but that's it. But we can't really dwell on those things like, okay, we lost an account, well, we got to gain another one. That's how our mentality should be. Or we lost an account, oh well, let's focus more on these accounts that are hitting for us, because that's the only, like, now that I'm looking at it, trying to jump out there on a shoestring budget. If we didn't do that, I mean, we did it and it was good, and we say, okay, now we learn now. But if we were more patient, I believe, like if we really just stayed true to just Monterey County and we didn't try to jump out there, yeah, we wouldn't have made as much, like as far as generated as much sales, but we would have more of, like, we could have really if the concentration and the focus on this small little area, I really feel that we would have a lot more, like, booming sales. Like, it's booming right now, but we could have did even more. Because if you think about, like, this area alone, this is $1 billion area. Like, as far as Salinas Valley, because of the agriculture, and if this is $1 billion area, well, like, from what we did, when we build the brand up from this little area alone, we could easily get to, like, numbers like that, $1 million, get into $1 million just by doing what we're doing, like, but building it even more and having people grow with the brand easily. There's no reason why we couldn't become $1 million company in just our backyard alone. It's possible because you have all these other companies that are $1 million companies right here with distribution, small moms and pop stores that are doing it. We could do the exact same thing, but our focus was, we thought, like, okay, we need to grow and expand rapid pace, but we didn't have the backing, which hurts, because if you don't have the backing, then that growth and expansion, it doesn't even matter. Like, yeah, it might be hot right for a second, but you'll cool off just like we learned. It cooled off. And so now we take that and we run with it and we say, okay, regroup. But these are the things that we have to do. Like, we have to really, like, we're talking about it a lot, but as a company, we're going to have to get back to what we did from the gate. S talked about breaking it down in small territories and then really attacking those areas where it becomes like now people are making a conscious effort because they're seeing it everywhere. They're seeing it in all their stores in their area. That makes the most sense because that's what we did here. Like, we did that. Like, okay, people need to see this in every single store. And now you got all these people on that buzz. Like, I see it everywhere. And it really ain't everywhere. But in their mind, because they frequent stores a lot or enough, they see it everywhere. And it's taking that same approach into bigger cities. That should have been the approach that we took, but we didn't. And now we learned from it. But we're going to have to make some adjustments. Let me get this charger.
What's up, Lewis?
What up, bro?
Man, chilling. How you doing?
I'm good, yourself?
Working, trying to get it.
It's always good.
Yeah, man, miss you guys, man.
I know, man. I ain't seen you online or nothing in a minute. I've been missing every so often.
I usually get off at 9.
Huh?
I usually get off at 9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 7:30.
I've missed a few. That's why I was like, I ain't been on.
Struggle, man. But you can always do better. How's the
You kind of cutting out, Oos.
reunion?
Oh, that nigga Book died?
I think so.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you cutting out a little bit. The reunion was cool, though, man. It was cracking.
That's cool.
I wish I could have took more pictures, like me personally taking pictures of the event and just with people. But, man, that's what I was telling Boog. I was like, man, it's kind of hard when, I was like, it's kind of hard when you're running the events.
Y'all still on?
Yeah, still live too.
Oh, damn. Yeah, it died out on me. I just had to get the charger. Did you guys hear what I was saying though? Like after or before it died? Or did it die?
Nah, you cut off.
Nah, you cut off.
A long time ago?
A bit ago.
Oh, what was the last thing you guys heard?
Oh, you said you were gonna grab the charger.
Yeah, reach it.
Oh, okay. But you heard everything before that, right? Or
Oh yeah.
Yes.
all right, cool. Yeah, those are things that even moving forward too, because of the fact that going in, like our biggest supporters are youth, middle school, teenager, or these basically middle school to high school. Those are our biggest supporters. And even moving forward, like, we have to really take advantage of the school year, because the school year, we see how our sales just go through the roof, especially the months right when they get back in. September, October, November, those are like our busiest months and the most sales that we get. That's the reason why we have to be able to bring in this new push with apparel and that's going to be our main focus, man. I mean, like me and us are going to really get on this thing, and we have to make a push with it leading into this new school year, and we're going to have to get on that as soon as possible. But we talk about a lot of things as far as what we want to do, and now it's just we just got to do them. Like Santa Cruz, like the one thing that we learned a long time ago, and I know I had a plan to gain 50 new accounts in the East Bay, but I don't. The plan is always changing. I mean, a business plan, it never stays the same. It's always going to change. And as much as I want to push to the East Bay, I just know it's not a good move. I mean, just because what we learned right here in San Jose, and San Francisco, we're learning, like, man, I don't think that's a good push for us. And and the reason why is because we're it's taking up more of our expenses, and it's adding onto more of the overhead with the travel. It's too much. It is, unless we set up like a shop where somebody is actually going to be able to do what we do out here and perform at a higher level. That's the only way we should go out there, like to the East Bay, if there's somebody who's going to make a push like that. Because other than that, I just don't think it would be a smart move for us because of the failures that we've experienced by branching out. And the one thing that what did we learn? We said, man, if there's 50 stores in your area, and then there's 50 stores in the next city, why would you go to 2 cities beyond that? And those are the things that we have to just stay true to. Can't try to overdo it. And I think that's from a small startup. Those are the things that we look at and we're saying, like, we want to do it so much, but yeah, we just have to have some restraint and patience. That time will come. Focus on what we got going on right here, because there's a lot more people in our backyard alone that still haven't experienced Oosh Juice, don't even know about it, and you hit home harder. Moving into this closing out the summer, moving into the next season, those are into the fall and the winter. Everything like should really, we'll do our events still, keep it going wherever it is that we come across, go out of town. Yeah, that's going to be the play. But mainly, our focus should really hit home and really build this brand up. Like so, because it's cool right now, but we still haven't even tapped into so many different schools. There's a lot of kids out there, and then there's their families and their families' friends that we can really build up all of these stores how we need to do it. And then even Santa Cruz, keep on building that thing up. I mean, but all of this 831, that's going to be our focus, and we're going to have to hit hard to really get some major traction. What we got going on is cool right now, but we want more of that. But really, that's mainly all I had for tonight. You said, oh, that was the other thing, so I can get back to Brian with Power Brands. Your aftertaste, was it stevia, or was it a particular ingredient, or?
Man, honestly, I think it was the pineapple. I think that's what I said was pineapple.
So it was pineapple aftertaste. Oh, you said pineapple.
Yeah, it's pineapple. Because remember I said it's kind of that taste when you drink out of a canned pineapple thing.
Because I mean because I haven't tasted it, so I don't know what the aftertaste is. You said pineapple. Pizzo said it was the stevia. Will He said he liked the sample A with more stevia, but it was something else missing. And then Pizzo said he liked it round two better as compared to round three, and the one with more and one with less stevia. Nick said he didn't have the aftertaste, but so I'm just trying to figure out like what should we when we have this conversation, because he wants to have a call before they even go into round four of what it is, because I guess they didn't experience that aftertaste. Like I had text you guys, and they're just trying to figure it out, get it on nail, or get it right. So when they are everybody be on the right page, so that when they go into round four, they can eliminate everything, and then we move on. But I know it's I'm just trying to see what it is. I mean, because there's so many mixed reviews right here. But if you didn't like, because you said sample or round two had an aftertaste. Was it like the stevia? Did you taste like the stevia, or could you say it was that?
Nah, remember I said that the sugar was okay, but it was just that I felt like it was the pineapple.
Oh yeah, the pineapple.
But you said that they didn't even send round two with it, right? They said they sent one with what?
More stevia. So sample A was more stevia, and then sample B was less stevia, but it was a whole different round three, like as compared to round two.
Yeah, so round two, that's exactly what I did. I said that the reason why I thought it was the same as round two, because it tasted really sweet, but the second one was less sugary, I thought. The only thing, it was just it just felt like an aftertaste for.
So let's do this, okay? Like when you said you have a favorite drink. What was it called again? The apple juice. What was that?
Huh?
What was that drink you said you liked? Them. It was like an apple juice drink.
Oh, it was Nantucket Nectars.
Nantucket Nectar.
It was the.
But it's,
damn. It was a specific one though.
Was it apple juice or was it a different flavor?
There's an apple juice one. The other one was pear.
All right. So when you drink either one, let's just say that. What kind of aftertaste does that have? Like if it has any at all, or
Wasn't really. There's not really an aftertaste. It's just kind of sugary, and then it disappears. But yeah, I didn't really. Aftertaste to me mostly is not a good thing. I mean, just for me, my experience, I don't really like things that have aftertaste.
Yeah.
Like that lingers in your mouth, and then it just changes the texture of everything you just drank. But, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was more pineapple, of a pineapple aftertaste or pineapple back.
So with that pineapple aftertaste, because I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, if there's a pineapple, so that tastes like nasty, like the aftertaste of the pineapple tasted nasty, or
Did you just say something? Because it cut out a little.
oh, I said so the aftertaste, that pineapple aftertaste, it tastes nasty, or how? Because
yeah, I don't. It was just a little too strong for me. as far as, lingering afterwards.
And you said pineapple juice out of the can. Okay, so I'm gonna hit him with that.
I mean, that's what I felt like, but I don't know. I'm not a professional taste tester, so.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, we
That's
have.
the best I could describe it, is what I'm saying.
No, because he was asking, because he was like, "What is it? Like, is it the stevia? Is it an ingredient?" I was like, "Well, from the majority, I thought it was like the stevia, but if it's pineapple, then I'll bring that up too, because if they can adjust the levels of that, and then I think we could possibly, well, we'll get closer. Obviously, that's the hope, and hopefully they nail it this next time after our conversation. So since those are the two things that stuck out, I didn't hear anything else. I'll run with that. All right, but I mean, other than that, have you made any sales or any new sales?
Nah, I didn't. I was gonna drop off to end up this weekend, but I didn't want to drop off without collecting money, because remember last time we felt like we might have been 300 short, or
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. The day that I drop it is the day that I'm gonna collect it. But we still have 3 cases left, so.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, but let me know about the apparel guy
Okay.
whenever he gets in contact, and then we got to put this campaign together as soon as we get this meeting in.
Okay. Yeah, he hit me up already. I just asked him, I told him let me know when he's available. He said okay. And then he also sent me I asked him if he had Google Plus too. And he said, yeah, he thinks through his Gmail. And I just told him, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right, that's what's up. Cool. I mean, that's pretty much it. Other than that, man, thank you guys for your time. Appreciate it. I'll go ahead and end it out here in prayer, and then we get on our separate ways. Father, Lord, I come to you in prayer, and Lord, I thank you for another opportunity to come together on this Wednesday. Day by day, we're learning new things as far as business and what it takes to not only grow and expand, but just sustain, what we got going on. And some of the challenges that we're facing, some of the obstacles, some of our failures. I mean, it's all a part of the game. You just can't let things beat you down, and you just can't stay down. And once you lose, you're gonna lose, obviously, but the objective is to get up and then just continue to fight. We have something on our hands. We know that. And it's just about making connections and continuing to build on what we have. And that's our plan. We ask that you continue to give us the ideas, lead our pack and our team in the direction that you want us to go to our promised land. And not only that, but the capital, the investors, the investments. We need these things, and we need a lot of it. And nobody said it was going to come to us overnight. But we just ask that you open up these doors that we need opened up, and that you direct us to the people that we need to get in contact with, as well as them to us, that we take this organic growth and we be patient with it, and that we continue to trust the process. I mean, that's all we should be focused on, because this is how we're going to be able to get to what we envision. And it's about respecting this and being patient with this, and just knowing that our day is going to come as long as we continue to be consistent with our efforts. And so we just thank you, Lord. We ask that you be with us throughout the rest of the night, near and far. We give you all the praise, glory, and honor, for you're worthy. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.